Hi world, this is video 4 of 4, looking at the big picture as it is going on around us at the moment. And I'm looking at Saturn in Scorpio and the idea of Neptune in Pisces. I know that the Pluto connection with both Neptune and Saturn, I've discussed this in recent videos. This is about the more transformative urge. With Saturn and Neptune working together, I'm talking about bringing a degree more structure into the creative process. Neptune in Pisces is in its natural home, but when it's there it can get a little bit complacent and it can just sort of wallow and indulge in those long hot baths, and it can dissolve and it can just be nebulous and fluffy, and yeah, great, but how'd you pay the rent? Where's the next meal coming from? Saturn in Scorpio is going to be going, Scorpio, hello, yes, no, black, white, let's get the priorities right. What are my needs, followed by my wants, followed by my desires, if you're lucky. Saturn is currently retrograde, heading backwards back to the area of 4-5 degrees of Scorpio, where Saturn will stand over the period of April, May through to July, August. At the same time, Neptune is going to be standing still at 4-5 degrees of Pisces. And there will be a 3 to 4 month Saturn-Neptune trine in the heavens over the period of perhaps mid-May right the way through to mid-August. Nice, very nice indeed. This Neptune in Pisces is very dreamy, yes, and it's not that good at bringing order and structure into things, but Saturn's going to be helping it. So normally I would talk about this in terms of fantasy, as in this is fantasy, this is idealism, fanaticism even. And it's going to stay in the fantasy and it's not really going to manifest apart from isolated examples. But because Saturn is working so well with Neptune, I'm going to suggest that instead of this being fantasy, this is going to be active, creative imagination. And that with Saturn's help, there's a degree of structure that can come into this in a way that makes the imagination creatable. I'm suggesting that over the coming, what I call the summer months to those in the Northern Hemisphere, but over the period of early mid-May through to early mid-August, there's likely to be the bare bones of a fundamental restructuring of financial and economic welfare and well-being across the planet. And I suggest this may start in the more, not so much the first world or even the second world countries. This is more likely to start in countries that are beginning to really prosper, like the big countries, you know, Brazil, India, China. I suspect that there's some type of restructuring coming up around issues to do with debt, with resources, particularly water, and that this is going to be seen to need to be managed in a much more, not just individual or national way, but collective and global way. And I suspect this will start in the third world, and I suspect this will start over the coming few months. And it will be clearly evident by August. And there will be antipathy and resistance to it, probably from the first world. But Saturn's going to bring more structure and more order, and it's in the area of the chart that deals with large amounts of money. And Neptune's got a very creative feel around this. Pluto's in the background, bringing a transformative urge into the big structures that govern these influences. So the scene is right, the scene is set, the scene is right for some type of major, millennia long restructuring of the whole pattern of economics. And I suggest that neither capitalism or communism, neither religion nor consumerism are going to become the new gods. Instead, I'm really looking at consensus and, dare I say it, the emergence of a much more global form of trade, commerce, credit, if necessary, and even currency. And with Saturn trining Neptune over the months of May to August, with Pluto looking after him in the background, I see no reason why we should not see the bare bones of this be forming and be in place within less than 6 months from now. Here's hoping. Okay, catch you later, folks. Back to normal shortly, I think. Bye.